Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Networking with Nathaniel. This is episode 26. I'm here with Emily Bowe. She is a sub two student of, oh, like, man, it's only been 2.5 months at this point, right? Not even three
Yes.
months yet. Right around Thanksgiving of 2023, she joined and she's hit the ground running. She's a wife, mother of two kids, almost roughly the same age as mine are, as a matter of fact, 3 and 10 months old at the time of this recording. She's been working as an integrator now for a team that she met through Sub 2. I think I didn't actually ask that, how you met them, but maybe we can get into that. And she's starting to kind of focus on becoming a capital raiser, trying to look for some private money partners so she can start growing her own wealth and her own portfolio. So I'm excited to get into that. But before we do, hey, thanks for joining me, Emily. How are you doing this morning? I know it's
Thank you.
early your time.
Yes. But it's so exciting to start my day like this. Yes. So
Yes,
thank you for giving me the opportunity to be
absolutely.
here.
I appreciate it. I appreciate your excitement as well. I know we were just talking that you're really new into the scene, but I've watched you taking action and seeing your posts and stuff in the Facebook group and some insightful things that you're already talking about as far as raising capitals. How did you meet the group that you're an integrator with?
Oh, it's all just start from an Facebook post in Sub 2.
Mm,
So I think people say that my post different from other people's posts is because I outline who I am, what my strengths is, what kind of value I can bring to the table,
mm.
and what I am looking for. So I put this bullet point, make it super clear to people. So I think that's why my posts gain a lot of like attractions. And
Yeah,
yeah,
I could see that. I see
yeah.
a lot of people join a new group, whether it's Sub 2 or some other Facebook groups, and they say, "Hi, hi, I'm Nathaniel. I'm excited to be here." And you're not going to get a whole lot of traction that way. But I'm not familiar with the specific posts you posted, you're referring to, but I can tell from your other posts that I've seen that, yeah, you put some thought and you put some detail into them, so you're attracting the people that you want to be attracting.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I also make the expectation very clear so they know if they want to be in partnership with me, this is what I'm expecting. And
Mm.
I would prefer that you tell me what you are expecting from me so that we have a good I mean we are on the same page to start with.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I know you mentioned that you're not a big salesperson. I'm not sure if you're familiar with kind of the sales process, but we call that an upfront contract. And you can have upfront contracts about anything. Like when I sit down with my kid to do practice our sounds that we're making, for learning how to read, our upfront contract is we're going to do this for 10 minutes right now. Here's what we're going to do. And then afterwards we can go play whatever you want to play. What do you want to play afterwards? And so you you do upfront contracts in a lot of different aspects of our lives, and they're good to do because, like you're saying, it sets the parameters, and you're attracting the people that you want to have in your circle that you want to partner up with. And if they don't agree to your upfront contract, you go, see you later.
Yes, yes, I agree. And the other thing is, putting this upfront contract is also force you and force the other partner to think what your responsibility should be.
Hmm.
And especially you need to like outline like your time commitment as well and be very specific in what you have signed up yourself for.
Mm.
Like for instance, I have a W-2 job, which is 40 hours a week. And I am a mother of two, and I definitely prioritize my family. And so, yes, I cannot commit more than 10 hours a day. No, 10 hours a week.
Yeah.
So I make it very clear. And so I mentioned that if it's anything more than 10 hours, that's a bonus. So I also make it very clear to my partner. And then the other thing is, yeah, so be very specific what your role is. I mean, if it's very vague, it will just cause conflict in
Mm.
the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your partner would expect you to do X, Y, and Z, but then your thought is, no, that's not what I mean, that's not what I have signed up for, so that would not be good. And
Yeah.
also make sure that the JV like agreement is basically saying that it's basically you, I mean, you should have wordings like we can revise as frequent as possible or at least once every month,
Okay.
so that
Mm.
it will just force us to always be in conversations, making sure we are in line with each other.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never heard anybody talk about that before, where you're not necessarily forcing revision, but you're forcing the conversation of do we want to make any revisions or not to this agreement. That's very interesting,
Hmm.
and I like that. That's a nugget right there. I know you say you're new to this, but you have some experience, and I knew there was going to be some good little nuggets of value here. So you said 10 hours a week you're doing as the integrator?
Hmm.
Okay, what involvement do you have as the integrator? Like, are you working inside CRMs? Are you handling lead gen? Like, kind of what's that look like?
Yeah, so first the meetings. I have meetings with my team, with my partner, so that would take good chunk of my time. And during the meeting, I provide value in terms of helping them to prioritize different tasks and different strategies that they want to have.
Okay.
And also to brainstorm the ideas. I mean, some of them, I mean, visionaries, they tend to have tons of ideas, but seriously, we're all human beings. We
Yeah.
have limited resource, we have limited hours. So I am there to help them to identify what is the most important task that we should focus on. What are the resources that we may have to help us to achieve these goals? And what are we lacking? Maybe this is not a strategy that we should focus on right now. And so that's, I mean, that's one value that I'm bringing to the table,
Yeah.
because my brain is very analytical and also very strategic as well. That's actually my two of my top five like the Clifton strengths.
Okay, I've seen that.
So
Yeah.
I just see that it's naturally just coming out of me. And then the second is because we are with Rick Sheldon's Open Dispo, so we have weekly working sessions with
Okay.
Rick. So I am learning a lot from Rick. Rick Open Dispo is fantastic, and so I take the knowledge from what I learned from the working session, then I will help them to improve the workflow and to manage it, and also to fix some quick bugs. Say, oh, we want to turn off the AI automation right now. I mean, I may not be able
Okay.
to do it right now, but within 2 or 3 hours, I'll be
Yeah.
able to
Mm.
like get it done, something like that. Yeah,
That's amazing. So, I know. So Rick Sheldon is who you're mentioning here, Emily, and Open Dispo is the CRM that he's created based off of Go High Level. Uh,
correct.
I know him very little from the Carolinas accountability group. Every time I've heard him speak or talk to him, it's just like this guy knows what he's doing. This is a pure integrator, focused. He knows like what a CRM needs to look like, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. I'm using a different one, which doesn't need to be plugged at the moment, but um, yeah, this is amazing so far. So I want to make sure that we're closing the kind of integrator side of things before we open up the partnership side of things. I forget, was it data scientists you said you do for your W-2? Yeah, so that
Mm-hmm,
goes
mm-hmm,
ties hand in hand with those couple of Clifton strengths that you're talking about.
mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm.
so you're doing actual in the kind of software, CRM side. It doesn't sound like you're spending a whole lot of time there. Your integrator is more using your head to think through what tasks are highest and best priority kind of thing.
I would agree. So yes,
Okay.
yes. Because
Yeah, that's amazing.
Rick, yeah, Rick Sheldon, they provide very good service and very good customer support. So even if I get stuck, they will be able to get back to me, yeah, like ASAP. So
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
very
So
good.
and now so you're doing 40 hours a week at your W-2. You're doing 10 hours a week with Open Dispo. How are you finding the time outside of being a wife and mother to now start building these partnership relationships, these private money partner relationships?
That's very interesting. So because I'm passionate about this, it just comes natural to me.
Mm,
So I will find time here and there. And
okay.
I tend to start my day early. I tend to start my day really early. So sometimes I will feeling some calls like that.
Okay.
And yeah, just so whenever I find time, because I'm so passionate about connecting with people, it's mostly because I feel like I can learn a lot just
Mm,
from talking with people. Yeah, so people label me as super connector, but I'm the reason I'm connecting to people is not because I want to monetize it. Maybe at some point, but I think the real asset is I'm learning a lot
mm,
from everyone that I have talked to, and plus I'm building a relationship. So to me, it's like building a relationship, um, and as well as like learning a skill. So to me, skills and relationship is the most important thing.
mm.
Then once you have those two solid, yes, the deals will flood to your way.
Yeah, I've not done the connector route personally. While I connect with a lot of people, um I see that going the kind of connector route can be a slow kind of churn, and then all of a sudden you have all these pieces that you can just kind of put together, and now deals start getting done. So that's pretty cool. So it sounds like I know you're on at 6 o'clock in the morning to have this conversation with me. So you had to be up earlier than that um, to get all ready. And so it sounds like you're doing some stuff before, your W-2 starts and then afterwards as well.
I tend to maybe I will do maybe 1 more hour after that.
Okay.
Yeah, my family is my priority, so I do want to block the time just save for them.
hmm Yeah, that makes sense. So the bulk of your connecting and stuff is happening earlier in the day.
Correct,
Yeah, that's
correct.
amazing. And being on the West Coast, that has some advantages and disadvantages, I'm sure. You're talking to me 3 hours ahead right now, so I'm in the heart of my morning, and you're just getting started. Oh, so when now we did mention you're just getting started here in the kind of capital raising. Where did you start? I guess let's start there. As somebody who's just getting into this, like where have you found as the best place to put that limited amount of time that you have?
So so I've started watching the Hunter Thomason. Yes, I think it's Hunter Thomason's free course
Okay.
on fund of funds.
Okay.
So that's I have spent some time watching. It's all because of our another sub two student Avishka. So I think he wants to help at least 100 sub two students to become a capital raiser. So I'm now trying to follow the homework that he has given me.
Okay.
That's one way, and I think that will help me to build some knowledge. And the other way, I'm thinking, I mean, I want to start my own YouTube channel and also to underwrite deals.
Hmm.
Actually, I get all this inspiration from Kent He.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the route that Kent has been taken, and now he is affordable housing developer.
hmm
So I because I see I love this route. I mean, I love underwriting. It's just it's just natural to my brain.
I can imagine.
And
Yeah.
yeah, underwriting and creating content, which I haven't started. Yeah, so I'm thinking that may be the route I want to take. I just need to really be more serious and carve out the time to do that as well.
Okay.
So I kind of have two paths, and the way I'm learning is yes, I am kind of following a Vishkar's um I guess you can say mentorship something, but he's doing it for free for the sub-2 students. And then I'm also polishing my underwriting skills so that I can start be more comfortable putting myself out there, creating a YouTube channel and
Okay.
just to live underwrite deals.
Yeah. So you're taking your chances, taking your time to connect with people right now. and
Correct.
learning some new skills and meeting some new people that can help you further develop those skills. Um,
Correct.
what are you doing at the moment in order to develop your underwriting skills? I know there's a lot of Zoom hours in the sub two vault, but is there anything on top of that, or is that kind of where you're focused? What's that look like?
So I have the underwriting spreadsheet that I'm using. So I have taken most of both top tier underwriting course.
Okay.
I plan to get myself certified soon. But right now I'm just focusing on single family home, and I have an underwriting spreadsheet. I basically find deals within sub two and then just underwrite it.
Okay.
Um, I actually haven't ask anyone to review my underwriting, but I did recently underwrite actually a small multifamily deal. It's a duplex, but I just underwrite it as a single family. Then I
Okay.
share it with one of the leader within our sub two, and I think he likes it. So I guess I am doing something right.
Nice. Yeah, a little confirmation there. Very nice. Yeah. You're going to be honing your underwriting skills with the intent that you can provide value to other people and kind of insert yourself into deals. Like how does that work as an underwriter? Or do you just like kind of attach yourself to a team that's buying a lot of deals? What's the path for an underwriter?
My underwriting is really something I think is very important for me to master as I build my long-term wealth. And so I really the way from underwriting to capital raising is really I want to start create my own YouTube channel, underwrite deals, teaching
Okay.
people how to underwrite it as a way to show my expertise. And
Mm,
then people would trust me with their money.
okay.
And people can see, I mean, experienced people will say, oh, she does not know anything. But the people who knows nothing, they will say, oh yeah, she knows something.
Mm,
But along the journey, I'm also growing. So
right.
I'm showcasing people my growth curve. So at some point, people will trust me with their money. That's all I'm looking for. I'm not looking to raise capital from my friends and family because I don't want to muddy the field. So I
Yeah,
want
okay.
to attract to strangers. How can I do it? I would utilize social media.
Okay. I like this. So um you're taking your YouTube channel and what our mentor, I don't know why I put that in quotes. The head of Sub 2, Pace Morby, talks about YouTube as the opportunity to clone yourself. And so he has, hundreds, thousands of clones out there working 24 hours. It sounds like that's what you're kind of doing. Like, hey, look, this is a deal that I underwrote back in February of 2024, and look how far I've come just in these few months. Now I'm underwriting deals in June that are, multi-million dollar apartment complexes and stuff like that. Look how far my skills have. That's what it kind of sounds like. You're learning, you're growing, you're learning by taking action and doing.
Correct. That's
Yeah,
what I want to do, but I
yeah,
haven't even started my YouTube channel
yeah.
yet.
Um, it's it sounds like you've got a lot on your plate already, so not having started that extra, overflowing the plate task is, it's commendable. It's all right. Uh, I would say, something that I've heard from Marlon Johnson, another leader inside Sub 2, is, start as early as you can because, like you're saying, you have limited experience at this point. He calls it creating day one fans. So you're able to show them, this is where I started, this is where you're at as well, and this is where you can get to. And so they're able to follow along with your journey and kind of experience the same things you're experiencing, in your now. Um,
Love it. Love
yeah.
it. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing this
Yeah.
nugget with me.
I don't normally get to go back and forth like this. I like this a lot, Emily. So I appreciate you being here. I would like to ask you like maybe what the next 3 or 6 months kind of a goal that you have. Is there a certain number of, I don't know, dollars you're looking to raise, certain number of connections you're looking to make, something like that? as a person that hasn't raised private capital myself yet, I don't know what like a KPI kind of thing that you might be looking to accomplish is.
So see, my brain is very different. I know Pace also talk about we need to set our goals and stuff, but I see me learning every day.
Mm,
And even capital raising, I have two different paths that in my head that will continue and until I know for sure which path that I want to focus on.
mm,
So right now, I really just focusing on learning a skill and building relationship. So because of that's my focus, it's really hard for me to tell you how much money I want to raise, how many deals I want to close. I don't
yeah.
know.
Mm,
I don't know. And the other thing is probably because my brain is really naturally I am an integrator. So I know it would take me a while to even attract anyone to want to invest their money with me.
mm,
It can be 7, 8, even a year, which is fine. Absolutely fine. As long as I'm growing, I'm learning, um, along the journey, I'm able to identify my bottleneck and just grow out of it.
mm,
And ultimately, what I learned from being a capital raiser, if like a year from now, I feel like I mean, that shouldn't be my avatar. I have learned so much. I can apply it to a different avatar. I will be from like a year from now. So yeah, so that's where I am.
mm. I we hear a lot about setting goals, how to set goals. If you don't have a goal in mind, like what are you working towards? But the way you talked about this is very refreshing that you're seeing yourself growing and getting better and realizing bottlenecks and things like that. Maybe you keep learning and a month from now you go, okay, no, now I have a goal. I have a few weeks of, a few months of learning and things behind me. Now I'm seeing how kind of the paths are unfolding before me. And now I can
Hmm.
say, that's a path that I want to go down. So it's very interesting. I would, I would want to maybe, hear a goal though still, Emily. I'm not gonna lie. But there is chaos going on behind me. Can you hear it right now?
No.
Oh my gosh, the 15-month-old is a screamer. He like gets a toy in his hand that he's not supposed to have. You take it away, he screams. You try to give him a toy he doesn't want, he screams. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'm glad you can't hear it. But it's been a really great talk with you right now, Emily. I didn't mention this before, but I have a few questions that I like to ask. Um, Not necessarily unrelated to real estate, but I'm going to put you on the spot right now if you're okay with this.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
If you could have dinner with anybody throughout history, um, alive or dead, yeah. Oh, dead. That sounds so morbid, but sorry. Anybody in history, who would you want to have dinner with and what would you talk about?
So I'm not a historian, so I don't
Okay.
know. I don't read much history. Right now, I can only think of Pace Morby and also Laura Morby, to be
Okay.
honest.
Yeah,
I feel
interesting.
like the reason why Pace is so successful is because there's a tremendous woman behind him. I'm
That's
very
fascinating.
curious about Laura,
Mm,
very, because well, I joined Sub 2 only about 2.5 months ago, and so she was not on the camera much. So actually, I feel like I really do not know her,
mm,
and I'm very curious about her. I want to know what kind of woman is able to attract Pace and helping him to achieve where he is right now.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is a high achiever in her own right from the limited knowledge that I have of her as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, she just had was it their fourth kid? I'm not sure. She just had another baby recently, so maybe that's why you haven't seen her on camera as
Mm-hmm.
much lately. She's been busy growing a human inside of her. Um,
Yeah.
but she is a very successful real estate agent on her own right. I know that they've done a lot together, so that's an interesting one. I like that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually surprised that I haven't heard the Pace Morby one more often, considering, almost everybody I've had has been in sub two so far. The last one
Yeah.
that I have is a little bit more, um, not prophetic, but it goes into your mind and the way you think. And it is once your time is done on this earth, Emily, um, what do you want to be remembered for from, your kids, your grandkids, and all your friends and stuff that you leave behind?
I am a godly woman. I am a Christian. So even this morning, how I started my day was I studied Bible and prayed together with my husband.
Mm,
The way I started my prayer today was, may God pure my heart, that it's filled with thought of worshiping Him and loving Him. That's all.
yeah, that's a very blessed thing to leave behind to your family and friends. That you're a God-fearing woman.
Hmm.
It's been a pleasure, Emily. My last question for you. Actually, I might have one more here now that I'm thinking about it. But uh, for people who want to connect with you, whether just coming along for your journey, talking about, private money partnerships, underwriting, whatever that may be, what's the best way to connect with you? Um, and I will link her answers in the description. I forgot to ask about the phone number there. Um, would you like me to remove that
Uh,
in editing?
uh, no, I think it's fine. You
Okay,
can
so
just leave it there. Yes.
okay, so should somebody text you at said phone number?
Sure, sure.
Okay,
Yes, yes.
all the millions of people that are going to see this uh, is and how about another way besides the phone number? Is there any other better ways or more
Yeah.
preferred
Uh,
ways that you would have?
Instagram.
Okay, Instagram at.
At I think it's Emily Bo Helsher. I will send it to you. Emily Bo Helsher. Yeah. That's
Okay, perfect. And that, like I said, that will be linked in the description. The last question is any parting tips, tricks, thoughts on people just getting started in this now that you've been, in the weeds for a few months here?
I love what Pace has said again and again, but I'll add one more thing to it. Focus on the skill
Mm,
and relationship before a deal.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't think too much about a deal. Thinking more how I can grow, how I can build relationship with people. Even if you are not on the team, it's okay. Even if you don't know your avatar, it's okay. Talking to people, learn from them, and trying to be the one also can provide value to others.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
And be
that's lovely.
positive. That's very
Uh,
important.
yeah,
If if I enter into a conversation, people start complaining, yeah, I would just completely be turned off by that.
yeah.
Yeah,
You've
we
got,
have so much blessings every day. Just the fact that we get to breathe, we have a healthy body, we get to sit here.
mm,
We should be grateful for that.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is the theme that comes up quite often in these conversations is starting with gratefulness and ending with gratefulness. And I like you're absorbing the positivity and kind of blocking out the negativity, um, because you don't want those people to bring you down.
No.
You want to be able, I want to be able to lift them up, but not everybody wants to be lifted up either. So, um,
Yeah.
it's been a pleasure, Emily. I'll let you get the rest of your morning going. I'm sure you have some little ones wanting to wake up and be with mom here very soon, if not already. Um, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.